Welcome back children. So today in my next video I will teach you about the executive. So as I have told you, executive, it is responsible for enforcing the laws made by the legislature. So as we know, the president is the head of the country and the commander in chief of the armed forces. That is the army, the navy, and the air force. So, who is the head? The president. The official residence of the president is the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. So, the official residence of president is the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. He or she is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and legislative assemblies. So, it is elected by the members of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and legislative assemblies for a period of 5 years. All the bills that are passed by the parliament requires his assent in order to become laws. So, it requires his sign, okay, to become law. So, now the judiciary. The judiciary is the third branch of the government. So, the third branch is judiciary. People who break laws for our country or indulge in criminal activities are tried in court of law. So, every citizen of India has certain rights which are enshrined in the Constitution. We have a judiciary system to protect these rights. The Supreme Court of India is the highest judicial body in our country and is headed by the Chief Justice of India, who is appointed by the President of India. So, as judiciary is a third branch of the government, and people who break the laws of our country or indulge in criminal activities are tried in the court of law. So, if anybody harms you, we have the right to move to the court and fight for our right. And every state has a high court and smaller courts at the district level. If a citizen is not satisfied with a decision given at any level, he can appeal to a higher court in his state and eventually also to the Supreme Court of India. Now, elections in India. India is a parliamentary democracy where people elect representatives who form the government. The process of electing the leader to form a government and run the country started when India became a republic in 1950. So, elections take place every 5 years. So, as you all are aware that elections take place every 5 years and every citizen of our country who is 18 years and above has the right to vote. So, children, the actual age to vote is 18 years, okay. Then these citizens need to obtain a voter ID card which is used as identity proof while casting votes. Elections are conducted in all the 29 states and 7 union territories. So, the actual age is 18 years and the citizen must have a voter ID and identity proof, and elections are conducted in all 29 states and 7 union territories. Now children, conducting the elections. So the country is divided into small sections which are known as constituencies. So it is not possible to run a whole country with a help of a single person. So as India is a vast area, so it is divided into small sections which are known as constituencies. Candidates from various political parties are selected to represent their party in each constituencies. The name of the selected candidates are given to the election commission which conduct the election in India and set the date for the elections. So candidates use various platforms to ask people for votes. These platforms include putting up posters, giving speeches, advertising, conducting rallies, and holding meetings. This process is known as campaigning. So one of the method of conducting election is campaigning. So it is to the choice of that person how to use his campaigning, like using poster, putting up the posters, giving speeches, advertising. So and second, on the polling day, the citizen visit the polling booths that are set up in different places to cast their votes. So on the polling day, the polling booths are set up in different places to cast their votes. Okay, in some booths, there is an electronic voting machines like EVM that displays the names and symbols of these parties. The voter has to press the button next to the symbol of the party they wish to vote for. So it is up to your choice to any party or any member which you like, that it can be a good leader. You can press the button. Voting is done through a secret ballot. So voting is done through a secret ballot. So only the voter knows who he or she has voted for. The Government of India has introduced a nota or none of the above option, wherein a voter who wishes to exercise the right to vote but does not support any of the candidates can use this option. Now we will step to the role and responsibility of a citizen in a democracy. That earlier what we have learned, children, that was about the government and its branches and how it works. Now if the government has given us certain duties or responsibilities, so now how we will take all that responsibilities and try to respect all those. So while we have discussed the democratic nature of the government in India and its various features, we haven't looked at the role of the citizens. As you know, a democracy is a system of government which is based on the participation of people. So democracy is a system of government which is based on the participation of people itself. Therefore, it is very important that all citizens exercise their right to vote. Since we choose our leaders, it makes them answerable to us. Also, this way we can make sure that only the right people are elected to power. So it is our duty, if we find a particular person is good who can run the country well, so it is our right to choose a correct person. So if any harm is done to us, or if he does not do anything good for us, he is answerable. We can ask questions to that particular person. As citizens of our country, it is our duty to participate in all the elections that are held. We should make our decisions based on the qualifications of the candidate and not be influenced by anyone. Okay, as you know, the right age of voting is 18 years. So after that we can have that capability, we have that capability at that time to choose a right person who can run our country, govern our country well.